All right, hello and welcome. My name is Ethan Holen, and this is my homework for CS310H. So let me pull up the rubric real quick. I have VS Code over here. So the rubric called for a video showcasing the code behind it and explaining all the technical work. I'm going to include that. That'll be this video, and I'll just kind of wrap the showcasing the application into this video as well, because I already made the teaser trailer and that kind of showcased the application itself, but I'll rerun it in this one just to show off all of the possibilities here. I figured I wouldn't make 4 videos for you to watch. I'll just make 2, and then one can this will be the long one that'll include all the technical work and everything else. So to start off with, running the game, you launch Unreal Engine. I used 4.24. Wait for that to load for a second. And by the way, this is once Unreal decides to load side here. So this is the README for homework 4. Just in case you can't find it or something. There's all the text if you want to read through. It's not quite done yet. I want to add a little bit more, but just in case you can't find it, because I know it was hard to find last time, so I'll add it in the project folder, homework 4. I'll just put it in with all the other documents. Should be labeled README. Anyway, there it is. So for this project, I wanted to make a first-person shooter in VR, which unfortunately didn't happen just because I ran into a bunch of bugs with VR and the Oculus Quest, and I just couldn't make it work. I spent a couple days debugging it. It was a big pain in the butt, and so finally I just decided to draft up what I wanted it to look like, or partially what I wanted it to look like in just a first-person shooter game for Unreal. So I used the Unreal first-person template, and I made these 2 maps. The first one's called the Evil Sphere map, and the second one's called the Evil Pillar map, which keeps showing me the side of it that you'll see in the trailer. And so basically all of these little pillars out here are the enemy units. They're called Evil Pillar Pawns. And how I did that was I created, there's Francisco messaging me on Slack. There we go, get that included. So I made the Evil Pillar Pawn and the Evil Shape AI. So we'll pull both of those up. The Evil Pillar Pawn, actually it's probably best to start with the Evil Shape AI. So the Evil Shape AI has an AI move to function that takes in the controller pawn. So that would be the Evil Pillar Pawn or the Evil Sphere Pawn, and it gets the player's position, and the AI, this custom event tells the AI to follow the player. So wherever the player goes, the AI will attempt to track it around and follow it, and try and push it off the side of the map. So that's the reason why these maps are have these edges, and you'll see me fall off the map in the teaser trailer as well. The first time intentionally, and the second time unintentionally, because my mouse got stuck under my keyboard, and I couldn't move. So the so the event begin play for these characters has a timer set. So every 1 second they reassess and they try and follow the character wherever the character is at. And so then we'll move on to the Evil Pillar Pawn, which so the character needs some way to be able to destroy these pawns. And so whenever the component gets hit, the pillar, which is this, if you see in the viewport, this giant pillar, or in the case of the evil sphere pawn, just a little sphere that rolls around with this metallic material on it. So it is told to just chase after the player wherever they're at. And we'll go back to the event graph, and then whenever the player hits it with its gun or with one of the bullets, there's a sequence of getting the world transform of the current thing, of the current pillar, and then it gives a explosion effect, and then the pillar is destroyed. And then once it returns, once it's done playing, it destroys the actor. So it destroys the entire blueprint every time that a pillar is destroyed. So this cleans up and doesn't allow the blueprint to just be like hanging out in memory. And you'll see that in this side panel over here. When the game's actually running, all the pillars will start getting destroyed. So that's basically the logic of the game. Oh, there's if we go back into content, oh my goodness, okay, content, and go to the evil sphere map, it's a little bit different. What did I change? Whatever, we'll just save it. There's this little spawner over here, and that's controlled by the this level blueprint. And so whenever the game starts playing, there's a timer just like the other one, and we spawn an evil shape. So the evil sphere pawn is the class that's generated, and it gets the trigger box's location, and that's the location it's generated at. So every 1 second, the spawn evil shape is called, and so this will work also for the pillars too, or whatever other evil shape I want to create. I just didn't do it for the other one because it makes more sense to have them all, out in the open like that, or like a zombie movie or something. So this is basically the game I wanted to create in VR. I wanted to have a bunch of AIs running at you that you shoot, kind of like a zombie game, and it would have been kind of a tutorial shooter sort of deal. But unfortunately, the Oculus just was not cooperating, and I couldn't get it to do anything. So I hope I can get a couple points back on this, and I'll demo these real quick now. So when you play it, you spawn in here. Actually, you know what, I'm going to do it so it's not in a separate window because it's annoying. Selected viewport. Cool. Alright. So now each sphere comes around that corner. So as you can see, they're traveling around all these obstacles, and that's the artificial intelligence component of it. They're able to navigate around all these pillars, and how that's happening is this. If you show the navigation, it's got all of this room to move around in, right? And that's just the nav mesh bounds volume, so I had to set that up for the whole platform, and that's also set up for the evil pillar map as well. Save whatever changes I just made. So if we show the navigation on this one as well, you can see they all have the freedom to move around this entire map. And so we can play this one and see, make these shots at the different pillars before they get to you. Honestly, I'm bad at my own game, so these pillars are pushing me around now. You try and shoot them all before they push you off the side. And once you succeed in that, you can be free. Wonderful. Watch the sunset. So nice. Shoot your gun off a couple more times, be obnoxious. Okay. So that is pretty much it. I also used the all the default materials that you can import with Unreal, and use some of them on this ground. And I imported, oh god, turn off the navigation. Okay. So I used the grassy ground with for these pillars. There's some they have like a water effect, and I thought that looked kind of cool and spooky and weird, you know. Kind of going around, they look all misty, maybe like ghosts. I mentioned in the README that one of the changes I would have liked to make is when these things get destroyed, I would have liked to make it like a little foggier, so maybe you could only see like this far in the map. I think that would have been cool. And then they just kind of come out of the fog suddenly. And I would have also liked to maybe make like a spooky like scream, or a spooky poof of mist or something when they're shot instead of an explosion. I think that could have been really cool. For the sphere map, I would have liked to maybe make this like a little bigger, more of a maze that you can clear corners on, and maybe like when you get to each of these, they deactivate, so it stops spawning all the things, and then it spawns the next one like way over here, and it starts shooting. It starts making little enemies and moving them towards you. I think this also could have benefited probably from some sort of a health bar or something. But anyway, I sort of ran out of time because I was focused a lot on trying to make this for VR, and couldn't debug it properly. So here is my demo of what it might have looked like in VR, and I hope this is satisfactory. Thanks for watching, and wow, I almost did like a YouTuber outro. I'll see you in the next one. But this is the last assignment of the year, so have a nice winter break, and thank you very much. Bye.